A huge disaster happened. The dinosaurs, the old creatures of Earth, disappeared. We thought a giant asteroid hitting Earth was the cause, causing worldwide destruction. This idea was popular and exciting, but now there's a new idea suggesting that something different caused it, a big, slow geological event on the other side of the Earth. In this video, we'll look into this new evidence and try to piece together what might have really happened to change our view of this ancient mystery. The last stand of the dinosaur kingdom. 66 million years ago, Earth looked very different. It was the end of the Cretaceous period, a time when it was really hot and sticky. There were huge jungles and forests everywhere, even at the North and South Poles. These places had lots of ancient trees and plants, and they were so tough that they could survive the long, dark winters near the poles. The Earth was like a land of giants. The sky was full of huge flying creatures, and the seas were filled with big sea animals, some as long as a school bus. On land, almost every animal bigger than a yardstick was a dinosaur. These creatures were more than just animals living there. They shaped their world, ruling it for over 150 million years, showing how successful they were at surviving. But suddenly, this era of giants ended. These strong creatures, which had lasted through many challenges, vanished quickly. Most people think a giant asteroid hitting the Earth caused this, but was the asteroid the only reason they disappeared, or is there more to the story? New science hints that there might have been another danger, something even older than the dinosaurs. Before the asteroid hit, something deep inside the Earth, like huge volcanoes, might have been causing big changes, setting up a tough situation for the dinosaurs. When the asteroid hit, it was just the last of many bad things happening. We're going to look at how these giant creatures lived with their surroundings, how the Earth changed a lot during that time, and the puzzle of how all these events led to so many creatures dying out. By exploring this, we want to learn more about Earth's history, telling a story of survival, being in charge, and then suddenly disappearing because of powerful forces of nature. A dormant force begins to stir. In a time when the big land areas looked a bit like they do today, India was its own huge island, full of bright green forests and lots of different plants and animals, slowly moving to bump into Asia. In this beautiful place, there was a big area called the Deccan Traps, which was about to see a lot of volcanic activity. This big change started off quietly, about 800,000 years before the giant asteroid hit Earth. The Deccan Traps started to release a lot of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide gases, about 10 million tons every year. This might not seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it was the start of big changes for the environment. For over 500,000 years, these gases built up in the air, getting ready for a big change in the weather. About 300,000 years before the asteroid event, the Deccan Traps really kicked into high gear. Instead of just exploding, they poured out a huge amount of lava, changing the area into a fiery scene with lots of volcanic activity and big explosive eruptions. The first to suffer were India's green forests, as poisonous gases and clouds of ash started to kill off life, causing huge fires and destroying nature. This wasn't just a problem for that area, it was a sign of a bigger environmental disaster. The constant volcanic action was changing the weather all over the world and started a chain of bad events. If the volcanoes had stopped, maybe the dinosaurs could have survived, but this was just the start of several big disasters that would put the dinosaurs in danger leading up to their end. Next, we're going to talk about how the Deccan Traps worked up, playing a big role in one of the biggest extinction events on Earth. The Fury Unleashed. The Deccan Traps, a huge area where lava flowed out, kept releasing lava for a very long time, causing a big disaster worldwide. The Earth got warmer, and the ocean temperature went up a little, which usually lets animals and plants adjust. But the gases from the Deccan Traps had mixed effects. Some made the Earth warmer, others made it cooler, making the weather very unpredictable and hard for living things to adapt. After it got warmer, it then went cooler, which made life even harder on Earth. Sulfur turned into acid rain, and more CO2 in the water made the oceans acidic, putting plankton, which are very important for ocean life, at risk. When plankton started to disappear, it was a sign that many living things might die out. Things got much worse about 50,000 years before a big asteroid hit Earth. The Deccan traps got even more active, throwing out a lot of lava and dangerous gases, causing fires, earthquakes, and huge waves that destroyed the land. The extreme heat might have caused super big storms with very strong winds, much stronger than any storm we know, that could go up high into the sky and harm the layer that protects us from the sun's harmful rays. All these disasters caused a huge crisis for nature. Clouds of mercury and hydrochloric acid coming from deep within the earth were like the final attacks on life. During this terrible time, some of the last dinosaurs died, suffering in a world with toxic air and acid rain. After a while, the eruptions and disasters became less frequent, but the Earth had changed forever. The Deccan traps had a huge effect, destroying many living things everywhere. This was the end of a chapter, a long process of destruction that ended with a loud crash. Then an asteroid hit the Earth with incredible force, finishing off a world that was already falling apart. Even after the asteroid, the Deccan traps kept poisoning the air, keeping the Earth in a harmful state. When everything finally stopped, the Earth had lost 75% of its living things, including most of the dinosaurs. Only birds which came from dinosaurs survived, showing how life can keep going and reminding us of the amazing animals that once lived. So, who really wiped out the dinosaurs? In Earth's long history, the reason dinosaurs disappeared is a big puzzle that scientists are still trying to solve. Many people think a huge asteroid hitting Earth caused it, but there's also a theory about giant volcanoes called the Deccan traps playing a part. Did one of these things happen alone to cause the dinosaurs to go extinct, or was it a mix of both? We're not quite sure yet. Scientists argue a lot about whether it was the asteroid or the volcanoes or both that made the dinosaurs go extinct. We know a lot about the asteroid, but the volcanoes might tell us the extinction was more complicated than we thought. New research is looking into when and how these volcanoes erupted to give us more clues about what happened to the dinosaurs. Some scientists think the asteroid and volcanoes happened at the same time, while others think they happened at different times, which makes the debate even trickier. We don't have a clear answer yet, kind of like in mystery stories where the detectives can find enough clues. Over time, it gets harder to find evidence from so long ago. But as we learn more, we see a pattern where big volcanic eruptions on Earth seem to connect to times when lots of life forms died out. It's scary to think that such big eruptions happened more than once and caused so much trouble. The biggest mass extinction before the dinosaurs was probably also because of huge volcanic eruptions. This shows us that Earth has a powerful and dangerous side that has happened more than once. But there's good news. These huge geological events happen very slowly over much longer than we can easily imagine. With today's technology, scientists keep an eye on the Earth's inside workings, so if something big is going to happen, we'd likely know way ahead of time, maybe even thousands of years before. So while we're still figuring out how the dinosaurs died, what we can learn helps us understand our planet better. It shows us that Earth's big changes are slow and that we can prepare for them. Every new thing we learn about how the dinosaurs died helps us get ready for what Earth might do in the future. As we close this chapter on this investigation into the dinosaurs' demise, we're reminded of the intricate interplay between Earth's geological forces and life itself. While mysteries remain, our journey through the past highlights the resilience and fragility of life in the face of nature's might. Stay curious, keep exploring, and join us as we continue to unravel the secrets of our planet's past.